Hello everybody, welcome back to Fox's Best Laid Plans, the planner channel that hasn't packed yet, and no, please stop asking. Hi, hello everybody. No, I haven't packed yet. Yes, we are leaving in like 20 hours. Okay, it's fine. Everything is going to be fine and great. We're going to do a planner before we start packing. It's 4 o'clock on a Tuesday. We leave at 12 o'clock on a Wednesday. This is fine. Everything is fine. Hello everybody. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Fox. I do planner things, I do travel things, I have an adorable dog, and I bring the chaos. No matter how far in advance I plan, no matter how much more ahead I am than the last time, I still brought the chaos. I always find a way. Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. We're gonna plan 3 weeks today. We're gonna do before the pen planning for 3 weeks. So we're not really gonna do planning on the page so much. We're gonna do the setup of the 3 weeks. I'm gonna walk you through what's going on in these days and these weeks, but I'm not gonna actually write anything down today because we're going on vacation tomorrow for a 3-week long road trip. Well, mostly, oh yeah, let's say 3 weeks, 2.5. It's 19 days, so almost 3 weeks. So we are headed out tomorrow and we'll be gone until the end of August. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just do my planner with the setup and the washi tape and the stickers. And then each day when we're on the trip, I will be filling out the days. So I could do, since today is Tuesday, I could do Monday and Tuesday, but I'm gonna not do that in the essence of time because as I've mentioned, I also haven't packed yet. And I gotta get over to my mom's house in like the next 3 hours. I have about 3 hours to film this and pack. That's the goal. So this was last week's kit with the little peaches. It was kind of a rough week. It was an emotional week. There was a lot going on. We found out tragically that we lost a former coworker. That was like really hard for me. And I just had a lot going on and every day was a struggle. And I did the best that I could, but I thought this kit turned out very cute, but I kind of was in a rough headspace for a good bit of the week. So that is what it is. I didn't do the weekly stuff here yet, but we're going to start with the week of Monday, August 5th through Sunday, August 11th. This is my Moxie Life flagship planner, and we've got 3 kits. So the first kit is this week, which is from Plan Ahead Stickers. This is the Wonderlust sticker kit, which I have had for years and not used, and I was like, now is the time. Then we're going to move on to the week of Monday, August 12th through Sunday, August 18th. We're going to use this kit from Cinderella Paper. This is the Magical Forest kit. Very spooky, and a bear, because maybe we're going to see a bear in Canada. I don't know. Never seen one yet, but there's always a possibility. And then for the final week, the 3rd week of our trip, Monday, August 19th through Sunday, August 25th, I'm going to use this kit from Lemon and Honey. I just bought this last week. It's called Canyon Moon, and it's like, if I didn't already have a kit picked out for Palm Springs, I might have saved this for Palm Springs, but I have a kit for that is related to writing. But I love this. This is like desert vibes, spooky little moon there. I love it. Okay, so that's what's coming, these 2 kits. It's 2 and 3. Let's start with week 1. Let's see how long this takes us. We're gonna put down the basics. I have my washi tape pre-assembled and ready to go. We're gonna just fly through this, right? Okay. Before the pen. Do you remember when that was a big thing in the planner community? All right, what do we got? Ghosts. And this. Where's the date covers? All right, here's the date covers. Do we want ghosts or do we want this purple? I think the ghosts are a better match for the top, and we'll do this in the bottom. What's the washi? Nope. I switched my mind. Okay. Before the pen, okay, so if you were a member of Planners Gone Wild back in the day, I have been a member of Planners Gone Wild since I want to say 2016, I think, was when I joined that group. And back in the old days, we had all these like hashtags. That's when hashtags were very big. And one of them was hashtag before the pen. One of them was hashtag spread 'em wide Sunday, and that's when you'd show your full planner spread at the end of the week. The other one was hashtag half week humping, which is on Wednesdays you would show like this half of your planner. And these were like, this is a thing, okay? So if you were around in those days, If you're a youngin' that wasn't around when Planners Gone Wild in 2016, 2017, you're like, what are you talking about? But if you were there, you know. If you've been in the tub this whole time, you know. If you know, you know. Oh, look at those little ghosts. These ghosts are going on vacation. They're like, sign us up. I love it. I love it. I'm very excited. But I'm very, like, kind of rattled right now because I still have so much to do to get ready. And I don't know, y'all. I don't know. So anyway, before the pen, back to that, was a very big thing where people would post because they didn't want anybody to see their actual, like, what they were doing. So they would post their setup, their creative paper setup in their planner, and then they would say, before the pen. And that's what we're going to be doing today. So we're not going to do any of the writing down of the things. We're going to just do the stickering of the things. It's like you'll see the, like, the bones of the planner. You're gonna see the, like, when you build the house and you make the frame of the house. That's all you're getting today is the frame of the house. Next week you got to come back and see what did she put in the house. And I say next week, but we're gonna be gone for 3 weeks. Well, this video will be, once this video comes out, it'll be like next week. But anyway, y'all, I'm in a million places at once. It's just I had so much. When I looked at my month for HB90 and I was like, July, gonna be so productive, have nothing going on, not traveling, gonna be able to do so many things. So you know what I did? I scheduled myself in too many places. I overcommitted. If overcommitting was an Olympic sport, I would be the Simone Biles of that sport, because overcommitting is like definitely my strong suit. Oh, look at these little cars. I didn't see that. Oh, I'm going to do a thing and I'm going to regret this thing, but I'm going to do it anyway. I have a tendency to do it. Oh, there's no stickers, no date stickers with this one, huh? Hold on. We're using 3 kits today. One of them has to have date stickers on it, right? So instead of committing to travel, I committed to hanging out with friends, picking up shifts at the shelter, working on a dance performance with some friends, like, I don't know, a whole bunch of stuff. So I really just, like, this month, and then other things happened. Like, I don't know, first of all, the whole situation in Jasper happened, and we were supposed to be in Jasper for 2 days, and that threw a wrench in our plans. And then it was hard because they didn't know, so we had to wait a long time to find out if we were actually canceled or not. I don't know. And it was just very emotional and tragic to see everything that was going on and just be like, oh my gosh, these poor people and this poor town, and then there's nothing that you can do, and like, I don't know. And then, I don't know, just like feelings of hopelessness and powerlessness, those are the hardest feelings for me. Oh, look at that. I wasn't going to do that, but I did it, and it looks so freaking cute. Oh, fart is too long. Hold on. Okay. And, yeah. I went to 2 concerts in July. Neither one was Dave Matthews Band. Like, do you see what I mean when I say I'm overcommitting to things? Like, I'm doing things that I don't normally do. Although one of them was Hozier, and oh my God, it was so good. It was amazing. That was, like, such a good show. I wish we'd been able to get pavilion seats and see closer, because we got lawn seats, because we kind of decided last minute that we were going to go and it was sold out. We were able to get lawn seats, but that was amazing. And now I've just been like obsessively listening to Hozier since then because it's so good. His music is amazing. And then we've been like watching the videos and being like, okay, we need to do a book report about this video because I don't know what it meant. It's been fun. But everything took a lot longer than I thought it would. And I have to remind myself every summer that summer is hard for me, because summer is when a lot of grief things have happened for me. That's when we lost Lucy, was in June. My dad was diagnosed in August 2020. He died in 2021, August, like both, August, both years. It's just, I don't know. I've had some rough summer months, and I tried to really embrace the summer. And 2019 My husband was going through some mental health stuff, and that was a really rough summer. Like, so I have all these like grief feelings tied up with summer, and then when the summer comes, I pretend like those things are not real, and I'm like, I should be fine. And then if I start to feel like, why am I not feeling right, then I'm like, what the heck's wrong with you, man? When you're not feeling right. And like, it makes sense that I don't feel right, because I don't know, things are going on and anniversaries of things, and you know, that kind of stuff is hard. It's harder on you than maybe you feel like it is, and it's okay. I thought I printed two. I did, okay. It's okay to like go easier on yourself during those times. But you have to recognize that those times are happening and like let yourself get there. And that's what I'm not so hot at. I'm hot at it after the fact, when I'm like, I've been in this little depression bubble for like 12 days. Then being like, oh, dude, you know what? You know why I'm depressed? Yeah. And then it's like, oh, well, it all makes sense. But like, can I please do that to begin with, and then just be like, we're going to be gentle. I remember when I was going to therapy with my therapist, Georgia, who I love and adore. And I started working with her like after Lucy passed away, and I was just like really having a hard time with that. And one of the things that, you know, when we were working together, it came up that it was the anniversary. And she was like, are you off work that day? I need you to take off work that day. And I was like, okay. And she was like, I need you to do something nice for yourself that day. She's like, I need you to make a plan for something that's really going to make you happy. And so we ended up going to a concert that night and going to dinner with friends. And I planned like a run, and like I tried to plan, you know, time in the cemetery, things that would like make me happy. And she was like, that's what you need to do. You need to make sure that you show up for yourself on that day. And that's like, makes so much sense. And I forget, because I feel like, well, you know, my dad's been gone for 3 years now. Like, I should be feeling better. And I am like getting up and doing life every day. So like, it's not as if I'm just not getting out of bed and not functioning, but I need to accept that these are going to be slower going days, and that's all right. And sometimes my brain is like, you should be fine. And it's like, no, you're not fine. And then something else happens and it sets it off. And then it's like, okay, we're even worse now. So did I have only 2 of these? Yeah, I did. So I think my grief feelings are coming up as well, because this is a trip that we're taking in honor of my dad. This was, you know, we all went to Banff together back in 2017, and we're going again, and without him this time. And you know, that's obviously bringing up feelings too. So all of these things combined, when it's taking me longer to do things than I think it should, that's okay. And that's what I need to remind myself. So here's the basics for the first week of the kit. So this is this week. Like I said, today is Tuesday the 6th. I worked yesterday. Normally I would have worked today, but my partner and I swapped at work. So she worked for me today and I worked for her last Tuesday. So we leave tomorrow. We'll be in Cleveland this day. We're driving to Cleveland. Thursday morning, we're having coffee with my friend who lives in Cleveland, and then we'll be getting on the road. We'll be staying in Madison, Wisconsin this night. We have some stops along the way. And then Friday, we leave Madison. We will drive to Fargo. We're staying in Fargo on Friday night. So this is basically the same route that I took to get to Fargo for the marathon. We were doing a little bit different drive to Madison because we're going to try to avoid the Chicago traffic. I don't know how well that'll work, but we're going to try. And then we are taking like a full day in Cleveland instead of like Layla and I left after work and then drove out there like at night. So we're going to have a whole day in Cleveland and then the morning here. And then so we'll get to Fargo. Husband is flying out to Fargo on Saturday, so we're going to pick him up. Then we'll be driving to the other half of, like across North Dakota, to the other half of North Dakota, to Theodore Roosevelt National Park, Knife River Indian Village National Park site, and we're staying in Medora. And then we're going to see those national park sites. Then Sunday, we drive across Montana. So long driving day. This day is not so long. I don't know why. North Dakota looks like it would be wider, but it's not as wide. And we gain an hour after we leave Knife River. And then Sunday we're driving across Montana, which is going to be long and it's going to be boring and it's going to be a lot of time in the car. And we'll be ending in Butte that night. So then we move on to this week. This is the week that we're going to go to Canada. So this is when we're going to use this cute kit with the little mystical forest here. And I'm going to use this on the bottom with these things. Okay. So you didn't think I was going to talk about grief. You thought I was going to talk about travel and it was going to be all upbeat and you're going to be like, oh, for once she's not talking about grief. But you would be wrong because grief is part of every single thing that you do once you lose somebody that you love. Hey, Depression Fox is here. Anyway, I'm doing my best, y'all. I'm taking it day by day. I think once we're on the trip and I'm all settled and just like enjoying stuff, I think I'll be feeling better. I think a big part of it is that I'm going to try to get some extra sleep tonight and tomorrow night because we won't be like, we can go to bed at like before 10 o'clock tonight, go to bed before 10 o'clock tomorrow night. Although tomorrow night we're staying at the same place, at the same hotels that I stayed on my trip to Fargo as well. Because I was like, well, these all worked for me. I know what we're doing here. And we're staying at the Drury, and the Drury has this like really nice little restaurant and bar called the Teacher's Lounge, because the Drury Plaza Hotel in Cleveland used to be a school, and so the little lounge there is called the Teacher's Lounge, and it's open till midnight. And so I'm thinking like, man, it would be, oh, I have 2 of these. This might be too thick. I went with a thick washi tape, not thinking about how the fact that there's 2 of these. I'll fit everything. It'll just be a little bit more scenic. Oh, is that too much? I could just use, instead of using another washi tape at the top, I could use this at the top. Oh, is it thunderstorming? We're on like an extreme thunderstorm watch, and I'm like very excited about it, but so far has not delivered, which is how this whole summer has been. They've promised us thunderstorms and haven't. Okay, that looks nice, right? Haven't delivered. But anyway, so I'm thinking like, man, that would be nice. Like that's what I did the last time. I like went down to the Teacher's Lounge, and I wrote for a little bit, had a spicy margarita. So I might do that again. We shall see. Let's see, now this doesn't go the whole way across. That's the problem. Well, that'll be okay. It'll be alright. It's not perfect, but still cute. Yeah, see, now this has got this gap here, whatever. So I'm thinking like, oh, I could write. And then I'm like, no, Fox, you need to sleep. Like, stop trying to stay up all late. Maxima, I just feel like, man, I hardly have any time to myself to work on my goals. So I gotta like cram my goals in where I can, you know. And I'm like, we could use a little bit more. This Libra could use a little bit more balance. So we'll see. And then we were staying at the Edgewater in Madison again, where Layla and I stayed in May. That was really bizarre. I didn't think the light went out, but my computer turned itself on and off. That was weird. Okay, maybe the storm is coming. So anyway, we're staying at the Edgewater Hotel, which is very nice, and that has a restaurant. It has like 3 restaurants actually on site, so we're gonna have dinner there, make that nice and easy peasy. Go get some pie. I found this cranberry place that looks pretty cool. Get some cranberry ice cream. We're gonna have a good time. And then we'll pick up husband, and then he can take over the driving so I can take over the sightseeing and spectating. I love to travel by myself, but the one bad thing about traveling by yourself is that it's very hard to take scenic pictures, because if you're driving, you can't really be taking scenic pictures, and so it's easier to be the co-pilot. So that will be nice. He's going to be actually with us for almost the whole trip. Once we pick him up, he's with us the whole time. Last time we picked him up and then he stayed for 10 days and then he had to fly home. We had to drop him off in Denver. But this year, he's staying the whole time with us, which is very nice. All right. See, I don't like that little white space up there, but that's fine. I will not notice it once I start actually getting into the planner. So then, all right, so we covered up through Butte. So Monday we start the day in Butte, and we will be traveling from here. I'm gonna put the bear. When's the day we're gonna most likely see a bear? Is Friday. So put the bear on Friday. We're gonna be traveling from Butte up to Whitefish. So we're gonna do Going to the Sun Road. Actually, I might see a bear this day. There's a chance of seeing a bear all of these days, plus Friday and Saturday. Like, there's 6 days worth of chance of bear. But it's me, and I have never seen a bear. I have only once seen a bighorn sheep. That's not true. We saw bighorn sheep in the Badlands too. But the main one that I saw was in Zion on my birthday. It was like the best birthday ever. Like, we got up, we went to the other half of Zion, like the less popular half of Zion. I don't love Zion National Park. Full disclosure, it's not my favorite thing. And that's because it's too freaking crowded. And I'm kind of worried we're going to be in Yellowstone for a day, and I'm kind of worried I'm going to have that same reaction to Yellowstone. But we'll see. We're going to be a little bit more on the off season than we were when we were at Zion. So that could help. But anyway, it was my birthday. It was my 37th birthday. And so we got up and we drove to that other side where you can go through the tunnel and everything. And we saw all these bighorn sheep, and I was freaking out. And there was a whole family. I'd never seen them. I've tried to see them in Joshua Tree so many times, and they're just never there because people bring their freaking dogs to Joshua Tree that they're not supposed to. Anyway, so we saw those, and then we did, this is before you needed a reservation for Angel's Landing. So we're like, well, we'll see. We'll get up there and we'll see what it's like. And then we had the option to continue on to Angel's Landing or to stop at Scouts Overlook. And we ended up stopping at Scouts Overlook because there were all these people that were like hiking in flip-flops at Angel's Landing, which, like, if you've never done or been to Angel's Landing in Zion, it's not okay to be doing that in flip-flops. Like, it's really, you have to use, there's like cables and stuff, not cables, but like metal chain link cables, I guess is the word for it. I guess it is cable. But it's very dangerous. People have died. They have like a little running tally at the top of Scouts. So like you go up these Walters Wiggles switchbacks, and then you get to Scouts Landing, and then when you get to Scouts Landing, then you can go up to Angel's Landing, or Scouts Overlook, and then Angel's Landing. Anyway, I did not want to be one of those people whose birth and death date is the same. You know how that's like a thing in the cemetery sometimes? You see the birth and death date same day. Didn't want that to be me, so we did not opt to do it because I was like, it's too crowded. It was freaking me out. But on the way back down, once we got through the Walters Wiggles, I saw a tarantula. It was like the best moment. It was like I started my morning with these bighorn sheep, and then I saw a tarantula, and I was like, 37 is going to be the best year of my life. And then immediately after the lockdown started, not immediately after, but like 4 months after COVID happened. So, you know, and we peaked on my birthday for that year. But anyway, so here's the week we're going to be in Canada. So we're leaving Monday. We're still in the U.S. Monday, we're going to do Glacier National Park, Going to the Sun Road. We're going to stay in Whitefish that night. Tuesday, we depart Whitefish, and this is the day that we're going to go across the border. I'm having a lot of nerves about crossing the border. I know it's going to be fine, but I'm like, I don't know. I just worry that I'm going to be nervous, and then they're going to be like, you're a murderer, because I'm nervous. It's like when you go through the TSA and you know that you did not put your meat cleaver kitchen knives in your bag, but when you get to the TSA pre-check part, you're like, what if I did? But you know you didn't. There was no reason you would have packed a giant knife, but you're like, well, I was doing the dishes before I packed my suitcase. What if it, you know how that goes? That's just me. Any situation like that, that's me. So I'm a little nervous about the border because it's been a long time since we have crossed over into Canada. So we'll see. And we'll have the dogs with us. So like, that's another issue, but hopefully everything goes easy peasy. We get right into Canada. We're going to be in Kootenay National Park that day. And we're going to do Radium Hot Springs. I'm so excited to go to Radium Hot Springs. That's like one of the things I'm looking forward to the most on this trip. Then we have these 2 days, both, we're staying at Lake Windermere in Invermere. I say that a couple times in a row. So that's where we'll be these 2 days. We're going to see Yoho National Park on Wednesday, which is going to be a longer drive to get to. So we're going to leave the dogs at home, go do that, go to Emerald Lake, and then come home. And maybe I'll go in the Radium Hot Springs again because we're staying like 20 minutes from it. Thursday, we head to Banff. Thursday is the day of, because they may have reopened the Icefields Parkway by this day. If they have, that could change things. I don't think it will. I think if they have, then we're going to do Icefields Parkway one of these 2 days because we'll have the dogs with us and I don't think we can take them up to Columbia Icefield. So Columbia Icefield is this area off the Icefields Parkway. So Icefields Parkway is Route 93. It goes between Banff here and Jasper here. Jasper is closed because of the wildfire, so you can't get up to it. And you can't get to Columbia Icefields. It's closed up through the Saskatchewan River crossing. So you can still do like an hour, I want to say it's like an hour or an hour and a half worth of driving each direction up from Banff on the parkway, but you can't get to Jasper and you can't get to Columbia Icefield. So there's a chance, we have this whole week still to go through, like over a week. They have reopened the Icefields Parkway to commercial traffic. They're going to be letting citizens back into Jasper soon, so there is a chance that this will be open and that basically Parks Canada, or not Parks Canada, basically Pursuit, who runs all of these little tourist things, has said that they will reopen the Columbia Icefield as soon as they can. So that had no damage from the fire. It's just past the point where the borders were, where they had the fire border that you couldn't drive. So there is a chance that we could still do it. The other things we're going to do Lake Louise canoeing. My mom really wants to do that. She wanted to do that back in 2017 and we didn't. We opted for the Tea House hike. Oh, Columbia Icefields is a glacier that you can walk out on. You can take a little bus and walk out on it. And there's also a glacier overlook that you can stand on. It was like one of my number one things I wanted to do in Canada. I don't know if we'll do it or not, but that I think will have to be one of these 2 days. And then whichever of those days we don't do that, if we do that, the other day will be Lake Louise. I want to try to get everybody's asses out of the house and get up there for sunrise one of these 2 days. So that's the plan. Have some other stuff, some restaurants we want to see. I'm trying to get us a reservation at the Grizzly House Fondue restaurant, which is super highly rated, and I've never had a fondue restaurant. I've never been to the Melting Pot, so I'm like, this is my chance. And then Sunday we depart Canada, come over the border. I'm hoping this border crossing is okay. I've heard that like coming back into the US sometimes takes longer, and we're doing it on Sunday, so I don't know if that's going to be more traffic or less traffic because it's the weekend. But we're coming in, we're driving through Montana. We have some stops along the way. Hopefully we're going to see some bison. Cross your fingers on that one. And then we'll be staying in Bitterroot in Montana. On to the final week. This is taking longer than I thought it was because I am telling you about it even if I'm not writing. All right. Whoa, there's the storm, baby. All right, here's the things we got. What do we want? This or this? You know what we can do? I can do these two. I don't even need to use this one. Okay, and I'll use this at the top. All right. So the final week is the drive home. And y'all, the drive home is always a situation. And holy shit, it's coming down. Yes, husband. He's at a picnic. He's at his company summer picnic right now. And so I don't know how long he's going to make it there. It just came out of nowhere. I mean, it was like kind of brewing for the last few hours, but it just all of a sudden, here it is. Okay, that's pretty. So I tried to like put a lot of stuff in the final week to make it, the drive back so that we're not like, I guess we're not actually beginning the drive back until, this is Idaho, this is Grand Teton, this is Yellowstone. I'd say we're beginning the drive back probably Thursday. This is like all still, everything. I'm doing my best. So I'll try to explain while I'm putting these stickers down what we are doing. So once we get back through Canada, we're going to come down to, like, it's middle Montana. It's like just past Missoula is where we will be staying for that night. There's nothing like specific that we're stopping to see that day, like national park wise. It's just that the next national park site is a like 12-hour drive if we did it straight. So we had to break it up into 2 days. So that's Monday. Monday's going to be a lot of driving and hopefully some buffalo. And also my mom loves ice cream. So I have been trying to work in as many ice cream stops as possible. When we did a drive, just the two of us and Layla Grace in 2022. That's what started this. That's not what started this. We've done other road trips, but in 2022, we did just girls trip, just the two of us and Layla, and we had ice cream like every night. Like literally every night. I'm not even exaggerating. We saw every single Dairy Queen in the Midwest. We did like all the Great Lakes. We saw every Great Lake except for Lake Ontario. And we saw Lake Huron. That was with Michigan, yeah. We really did a tour of Dairy Queens. And so I was like, we got to keep up the ice cream situation. So we found a lot of ice cream places. But otherwise, Monday is going to be kind of just a long time in the car being bored. We got some books on tape we might listen to. And then Tuesday is like the other day that I'm the most excited about. It is going to be, we're going to see Craters of the Moon National Park. It's the 100th anniversary of Craters of the Moon. So that's very exciting. They have a special stamp for the passport, for your national park passport. And your dogs can get Bark Ranger there. I believe they can get Bark Ranger there. Actually, don't quote me on that. No, okay, they do not have Bark Ranger, but there are a couple places you can pull over and take cool pictures of your dogs. I found it on the Bark Ranger Facebook group. There's a Facebook group. If you have a dog and your dog is a Bark Ranger, please join the Bark Ranger Parents Facebook group because it's the best resource and everybody shares cute pictures of their dogs all day doing cute things. So we're going to do that. We're also going to see there's a nuclear reactor. It is the first atomic power plant in the world. They lit a light bulb. They didn't actually, oh girl, I like that thunder. They didn't actually like use it as a power plant. It was more like research from my understanding. I'll tell you more about it when I find out more about it, but it's in Arco, Idaho. So we're going to see that. And then we're going to see the Idaho Potato Museum, which has the giant potato out front. So that will be very exciting. And then we're staying in Idaho Falls. We're staying in Idaho Falls, I think. And then the next day, we go, this is Wednesday, that's when we go to Grand Teton and Jackson Hole. So that should be fun. We're having dinner at the top of the mountain. We're taking the gondola to dinner, so that'll be exciting because my mom and I are like, is there an aerial tram here? Can we ride it? That's like, we look for ice cream and aerial trams. Never say no to ice cream and aerial trams. And so we're going to do that on Wednesday, see Grand Teton. We're going to do like the scenic. A lot of these places, like, it kind of works out to have the dogs and my mom because my mom does not really do hiking. I mean, she can do like, we did effigy. We did Effigy Mounds in 2022, and that was a big hike for her, and she did very well with it. But she doesn't really, she's not really active in that way. And so she's not a huge hiker. So it works out when we go with the dogs and her because the dogs can't really go to, most of the national park sites in the U.S. are not super dog friendly. I mean, a lot of them are, but the big ones like Yellowstone, Yosemite, Joshua Tree, Death Valley, Rocky Mountain National Park, but most of those are not dog friendly. And because there's too much wildlife. Like we saw, I just turned a corner at the one lake. Okay, my battery died, so we're continuing this from my phone. I'm going to stop talking. Apparently I've been talking for too long. My battery died on my camera. So anyway, so most of the parks are not dog friendly, but they have scenic drives. So the scenic drive is perfect for if you have a dog and also a senior citizen who's not super active, because then we could do the scenic drives and you can get out and see the cool stuff from the roadside, but you don't have to do, we're not going to be doing the things that are like, one of the things that I would like to do that we really can't do is St. Mary Falls in Glacier, because you cannot see the falls from the parking area. You have to actually do like a 2-mile hike to get to them. So that's okay. We can come back some other time maybe, if we want to, but it works out having my mom and the dogs because neither of them are doing much hiking. So we can do things that accommodate everybody. So anyway, there's the final week. Okay. So that's Wednesday is going to be Grand Teton. Thursday we head to, Idaho. No, Tuesday's Grand Teton. Yeah. Tuesday is Grand Teton. Wednesday we head to Yellowstone. And we're going to be doing the scenic drive there. I found some huckleberry ice cream in West Yellowstone, so I'm super excited about that. We're staying in cabins on the lake, so that should be amazing. Thursday, there's like actually a picture of one of the cabins, and it's like somebody just like woke up and there was a moose like in their yard. I was like, I can't wait. Bring the moose to my yard. Thursday, we head to Devil's Tower. We're staying at the Devil's Tower KOA. If you follow the Carpetbagger here on YouTube, he just actually stayed, funny enough, at Devil's Tower KOA in the same cabin that we have reserved. So that was awesome to be able to watch his video and see what we're really getting into, because he stayed at cabin 10 and we have cabins 10 and 11 reserved. So that's pretty exciting. So that'll be Thursday. We're going to see Devil's Tower. Friday, we're driving through Nebraska. There's 2 national park sites on this date. And then we're staying in Kearney that night, which is kind of a farish drive. So I hope this day goes okay. Saturday, we head to see Field of Dreams in Iowa, have some stops along the way to see there. And then Sunday we come home. So these are our 3 weeks. So here's our final week. Here is our week in Canada. And here is this week when we're heading through the Midwest and up to North Dakota. So I'm going to close this out here because I couldn't put the pen in. I had to do before the pen because the camera died before I could put the pen in. So thank you all so much for watching. I can't wait to share my vlogs with you and show you everything that we are seeing on our trip. Please subscribe if you are new here. And as always, my friends, take care of yourselves and take care of each other. And I will see you in my next video.